afternoon, Outliers. Happy Monday. I hope you had an incredible weekend. My boys and I, so I have two sons. They're not 8 and 11 anymore. They're now 12 and 9. We took off to our lake house in Arkansas over the weekend. And it was nice to get away, you know, nice to breathe the fresh air, do all the kind of stuff we don't normally get to do when we live in the city. So yeah, it was a good getaway. The market, however, is not very happy. The market, however, seems to have something on its mind. It looks to me like the market has decided it's going to sell off. Just a second here. Seems to me it's decided it's going to sell off. Like a bunch. Like a whole bunch. Like a hell of a lot. Yeah, that was quite a surprise to tune in and see that. Donna says, happy tax day. Oh, yeah, I know. I did mine ages ago, thank goodness. Sebastian, good to see you. Yikes, dude. Look at that. That chart is brutal. We're down at prices we have not seen since mid-February. Yeah, that is ugly. But do you remember it was on this day right here? I said, get out, don't do nothing. Just get out. When it closed solidly below the 20-day. And then the next 3 days, it unconvincingly was not over the 10. We had another close under the 20. On this date here, again, I said, not convinced it's going to close over the 10, and it really didn't. And then just market mayhem at the moment. It's going to be one of those CNBC markets in turmoil type of special days. But we have the 10 under the 20, price under the 50. That's a bearish trend for me. Now, I was working on my shorts back testing earlier today. I don't have conclusive results yet. I don't have enough data. How many data points do I have? Just a second, let that load. I'll have 22 data points so far. I need at least 100. So my plan is for the rest of the week to get to 100. But a couple things that I have found. I guess this needs a minute to load. Is the average best return point value, meaning, just pop one open, meaning where it lies on the behavioral heat map. On average, the best return on that behavioral heat map, but like I say, this is only 22 so far, it's 19. So whereas being bullish, we're looking at 13. Different method here. I may go back and reevaluate my bullish exit points, but I like this that I've been working with. 19 is the current average best return point, meaning like highest return going short. Now the average return at that was 9.48. The average return at 10, red 10, so like right around here, is 4.27. And then I did a couple of other data points here. A 5-point spread on any 5 points, right? So get in where it's only red overlays. Heat map R15 plus 5 points, so be to R20. The average return is 4.7. Any 10-point spread is 5.47. A 5-point spread over R10, you'll have 5.08. So that's an improvement over this one here. 10-point spread, however, was 9.97. So if it's over R10, giving it 10 points to run, which I thought was interesting. Right, rather than 5 points, give it 10 points to run. And then if it's over the best, which is 19, I did the formula so it's greater than 19. If it's over 19, giving it 10 points there, it gives it 21% return on average. Like, these are giant numbers. So yeah, very, very excited. But I do need a couple more days to nail down what those numbers are going to be. And then I do want to reevaluate my longs, because a little bit different method that I used here. But this is pretty cool. I like this a lot. Watch channel asks, this basic idea of your trading approach with OVTLYR, comparable to the turtle trader rules. Have you adopted these rules? Are there fundamental differences? Thank you. So at the end of the day, I'm a trend trader. There are a lot of reversal opportunities inside of OVTLYR, which is really cool. Like right here is a perfect example of what that would be. Right, this buy signal that came on AES just randomly here, October 23rd. I personally would not have traded that, but you can see it would have been a huge winner at that point. When I say I'm a trend trader, I want to trade when it's trending down and then getting a sell signal. So a little bit different in that regard. But OVTLYR can do both, right? If you like to spot reversals, OVTLYR can do that. If you like to spot trends like I like to do, OVTLYR can do that. So lots of different ways to trade it. I think that's a very valid question. You know, whenever you're developing a trading plan, it helps to be open-minded, right? Like, especially when you're backtesting, right? I have no preconceived notions on where the best return is going to be. I have no idea. So I'm going into it with an open mind saying, okay, if it turns out to be R10, if it turns out to be R19, if it turns out to be R13, or it turns out to be R37, I don't really care. All I know is that's what the data is telling me. So I will use the data to construct a trading plan for moving forward with a positive expectancy. So if that makes sense. We did have someone who sent me a direct message. This is from Randall. Randall did not give me a-okay to talk about it on live stream, so I'm not going to show his stuff here. But he had a question, and I wanted to answer it because I don't like typing. I like talking. I don't like typing. So his question was, in terms of risk management and scaling out, you mentioned a pretty cool strategy about planned exit points or considering moving the option down to another 80 delta. So rolling it, right? When it gets to about 60 or so. So he's got a little bit backwards. It's not rolling when it gets to 80, but rather when it gets to 60. It's rolling when it gets to like 90. We're starting at 80, letting it go up to 90, and then rolling it back down to like another 80. I just noticed my henna tattoo is almost gone. It looks kind of yellow today. I saw a brief overview of this on YouTube and that you made, but I can't seem to find it. I think it'd be brilliant if you can possibly cover this in future videos. My dude, I'd cover this every chance I get, especially when we do get the opportunity to rolls. He did purchase the Turtle Trader book. Great read so far. Yeah, you're going to love it. Interesting, 2 people mentioned that today. One question was, when you look at extrinsic value, divide by price or the ask, or look for 20% or less. Less is better. Is that to ensure you're getting an optimal trade price? So let's pop open. It's asking about extrinsic value. The deal with extrinsic value, and I've got it highlighted. Well, not highlighted, but this is where it is on this, right? Extrinsic value goes to 0, period. What? My Wi-Fi is not so great. What the heck? Okay, just gonna work with it. Extrinsic value goes to 0, period. Every single time on every single option, period, full stop, no matter what. What we want to do is pay as little extrinsic value as we can. So the way that I do it is I look here, generally around 80 deltas where I start, and I say, okay, if the 80 delta, we'll go with this one, 81 delta has extrinsic value of $1.44. It's moving around so much. Let's call it $1.50. 1.50 divided by the ask price, because I'm buying the option, divided by 1320. That tells me the extrinsic value of the 80 delta call option is 11%. So I like that, right? I want to pay as little extrinsic value as possible because it will always go to 0. We're not going to hold it until expiration, unlikely to. But if we do, we want to incur as little as possible. Consider it like a tax, right? How much tax do you want to pay? As little as possible on tax day, right, Donna? So let's go to like the put side. And let's go to the 80 delta. So let's call it here. If we were to buy puts, same story. Go to the extrinsic value, which is 80 cents, divided by the ask price, which is $9.15. That gives us 8.7% extrinsic value. So the extrinsic value on the puts is actually slightly lower than the extrinsic value on the calls, at least on the 80 delta. So that's where that is. Let me continue on with that question here. He's talking about a 1% rule. He assesses the option based on the extrinsic value compared to the stock price. If the ratio is less than 1, okay, so that extrinsic value we just calculated versus the price of the stock. I've never used that. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. I don't do it that way, but by all means, if that works for you, go for it. So, okay, that's going to be all of that question from Randall. Let's go ahead and jump into our market analysis, and let's get busy. Oh man, selling off hard today. There we go. Welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. This is how to trade only 10 minutes a day and exactly how to take the guesswork out of trading. Now, full disclosure, I am a partner with Outlier, and this is my style of trading using Outlier, but Outlier delivers you new opportunities every single day. So the way that I trade, I like to let the market tell me which direction it's going. And today we have the 10 under the 20, price under the 50, and oh, how fast things can change. Oh, how fast things can change. What is this, like 3 trading sessions? It went from nearly over the 10 to smash, monkey hammered. I believe is what the term I was describing to you last week. The close under here eliminates this order block here. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, this is now a bearish trend. I don't know how long that trend will last. Nobody knows how long, but we now have a confirmed bearish trend. So I'm going to start looking on the bear list. Can you believe it? We're already to the bear list. Now, there are 51 on the bear list today versus 3 on the bull list today. So if I pop that open, I'm going to hit my overlay button to be just the reds. So I only want downtrend overlays like we talked about earlier. That's just my style of trading. Now there's not all that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I only want ones that are over 1 million shares. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've already dropped those in TrendSpider for the sake of time. Or maybe that was 5. Maybe I counted wrong. And then I'm going to run my short scanner. And the short scanner is really, really simple. It's, hey, if it's under the 10 period moving average, and then it closes above the 10 period moving average, who's there, right? We're just looking for a handful of things. In fact, let's go through these real quick. There's no order blocks in the way. Prices in the direction of the trend. No earnings in the next 3 days. Actually, I skipped a step. That was the scanner. That's what that shows here. Now we look at the back test, which is going to tell me if these have positive expectancy falling above and under the 10 period. So I'm just going to hit Outlier Theory short, hit run. Start here at ZTS. Negative expectancy, so I don't care, right? If this is a negative number, that's the only thing my eyeball looks at. If it's negative, I'm out. If it's positive, I'm interested. Negative. And also negative. So I'm not going to trade today. Now, you could absolutely find an opportunity for you today. This just is my style of trading. But I will say, at this point in time, I don't think going long on any stock is the right trade. I don't think going long on anything right now. Where am I looking at? Main list. I don't think going long on any stock is the right move right now while the market is getting brutally hit, right? Down to the lowest since February 22nd. We might find some support around here at the 500 level, right? That's a key psychological level at 500 or so. Then maybe again at this order block around 497. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be a perfectly downward slope, but I do know one thing. I'm now watching the bear list every day to see what comes through. So that's going to conclude it for today. I don't have any trades to put on, but I'm going to be looking every single day, right? Showing up with consistency and discipline. That's what we always got to have. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you all so much for chatting on the Discord. Of course, we do this for you. And I'm really proud of y'all, those who did pick up the Turtle Trader book over the weekend, who haven't read it before. Really proud of y'all for starting on that. That is one of my all-time favorite trading books and a huge influence on my life. Have a fantastic afternoon. See you right back here tomorrow. Talk soon.